Let me tell you something that most aspirants won't believe. One of my students, her name is Priya, and she started sociology preparation after her prelims because prelims was nightmare for her. So once she done with that, once she got that confidence that she'll clear prelims, immediately after her prelims, she started preparation, and it's going to be her first mains. And she hardly got 3 4 months for the mains, right? And still she is able to score 274, and she cracked UPSC with 232nd rank. And sociology is a very good score for someone like a first timer who also started preparation after the prelims. And then another student also, he scored 293, Nilesh Goyal. He became topper in 2025. One of my student, you can watch the podcast and testimonial. And then another student, Shubham, he got 296 mark. And then again, many first timers, they got 260s, 270s. And if you take the case of Ayush, he got 55 mark of improvement. If you look at Himanshu, from 209, he scored 261, which is again 53, 52 mark improvement. So 293 mark in sociology, 296 mark in sociology. Now the question is it even possible, or is there something most aspirants are missing? Why your score is less? So that's exactly what we will be discussing here. Because what happens is, what do most people think? Optional need 1 year, right? This is what everyone is thinking. And sociology is vast, and without coaching, it may not be possible. So you go for one, so long preparation. But if you look at these results that I've told, especially the case of Priya, this result is proving something very important. It's not about time. Even if you give time, you may not get 220, 230 beyond that, right? But even with less time also, you are getting 270s, 290s also. So one thing is very clear. It's not about your time. It's about your approach, how you are approaching the paper and the subject, and how you are learning this, and what kind of understanding you have, and who's your mentor ultimately, and whether your direction is correct, whether your approach is correct. So that's what ultimately matters, right? Because sociology is not that vast. It's something which can be done by anyone. If you look at all the students who have cracked, there is nothing extra, right? They are not extraordinary. They are also normal people, and they came and they struggled in the beginning, and they came out with very good score in sociology. So let me tell you why most aspirants fail in sociology, even after studying for years, or even after studying for months, or even after preparing for 1 year. What they do is random reading. You keep reading whatever you get. You keep reading different sources, different books, and different text, and you're not happy with it. You're not satisfied with it. So random reading is one of the major problem. And secondly, after reading and after understanding, then comes to answer writing. There is no structured answer writing. So now, even when you start writing answers, firstly, you are not writing answer, you are hesitant to write answer. When you start writing answer, there is a problem with the structure. Now, even if you try to adjust that, then you are not using thinkers properly. You are not using the perspective properly. You are not using the sociological language in your answer. And even if you are doing all these, you are not getting proper evaluation. You don't have that proper feedback, or you don't have the right mentor to guide you in the right direction. So what happens if this is a case? Same mistakes, you keep repeating, and you keep getting the same mark every attempt, right? You're not improving because there is no scope for improvement. So see, guys, sociology is not difficult, but scoring in sociology is difficult if your approach is wrong. Learning sociology is easy, understanding sociology is easy, but when you are writing, if your approach is wrong towards sociology, then scoring is difficult. Writing is not difficult, learning is not difficult, understanding is not difficult, but to get that score, because everyone learn the same, write the same, but very few will be different in terms of the use of thinkers, in terms of use of perspective, in terms of use of analysis, in terms of use of that sociological language in your answer, right? Let me break down exactly what actually worked for my students, those who got 274 in first mains. Even I am not much very interested with 293 who Nilesh Goyal, or 296 Shubham. I'm very much interested to discuss about the first mains 274 mark, which is something really good, right? Because normally what people get that experience is after writing a mains only. So even Nilesh also, if you see, he didn't read too much. If you look at his podcast he have done with me, He is focusing only on the syllabus and no unnecessary books. That's exactly what I've told you. No random reading, no overload. You are actually burdening yourself. So don't give any overload. No unnecessary books. Only focus on the syllabus. Only focus on the relevant books, the coaching materials that we give, plus the standard books which is required. And there is no need to overload. And instead of memorizing, there are very few cases where you need to memorize. For example, when I talk about Parsons definition of social system, that I need to that I need to memorize because I need to write the definition. Apart from definition, I don't think that you need to memorize anything. So you need to understand the concepts deeply. That's exactly what Nilesh did. He got 293 mark, national topper. That's exactly what Shubham did this year, national topper, 296 mark. That's exactly what Priya did. So in front of you, all these examples are there, right? So in exam, what happens is you can apply, and he did applied, right? Not just write the definition according to Parson. Social action is this, social system is this. You are applying what your understanding is beyond the definition. That will fetch the mark. You write the definition, he also will write the definition, but here comes that actual understanding, and the conceptual understanding will be reflected in the paper. So you will apply rather than just writing the definition. And daily answer writing will definitely help you. Evaluation also will help you. And that's where most people fail. He wrote answers regularly. There are no perfect answers. When he started, again, it was not perfect, but he kept improving daily, right? He kept improving weekly. So that's what, that you are not perfect, but the point is you have to start. You need to have a mentor. You need to get it evaluated. You need to get the feedback, and you need to improve yourself. That's how you evolve. That meets theory of self, right? Evolution of self. That way, your answer writing also will evolve. Yourself also will evolve as a sociologist, right? You start thinking like a sociologist over a period of time when you start writing, when you start reflecting your knowledge, when you start applying your understanding. That's exactly what is required if you need to score really good. It's not that memorizing. You won't score in sociology if you just memorize, unless you apply the things that you have learned. Unless you apply the concepts that you have learned, you're not going to score. And that's the difference between an average mark and this 280s and 290s that my students score. And that's exactly where I take you from this 220 to 290. And that's what I discuss in the webinar also. So you can join the webinar. It's a free webinar, which I will conduct for 1 hour. So the link is given in the description. And most importantly, you need to integrate the thinkers and the perspective, right? Every answer you need to write in different perspective, according to the functionalist or according to the conflict approach, or even Weberian approach, multi-dimensional approach, feminism you can add in, right? Subaltern perspective you can add in. So every answer you should be using multiple thinkers, different dimensions, different conceptual understanding, proper usage of thinkers. Then the relevant connection should also be there. Even when I talk about corruption, I can talk about functions and dysfunctions. If manifest function is not there, I can talk about latent function. If manifest dysfunction is not there, I can talk about latent dysfunction, right? There can be functions for corruption. There can be functions for child labor. There can be functions for suicide, right? So there can be functions for the worst thing also that you consider. There can be dysfunctions for the good things also that you consider as good. So that is the deeper understanding that you need to give. And that's where you can use Merton, manifest latent, functions and dysfunctions, and the net balance. So that's what create the depth in your answer. And many people don't understand this and they just don't do it. And it has to be done in that way. And that's the biggest difference. Every answer is getting evaluated. Every mistakes will be getting corrected. The feedbacks will be given. The structure need to be improved. And that's what I mean by you evolve in the 3 months, right? You have to evolve. Even if it is in the 3 months, you have to evolve. Without that, the improvement is impossible. If you score 220, you're stuck in 220. You're not going to improve unless you do this. If you keep repeating the same thing that you have done before, your score also. How can you improve your score if you do the same thing? If you are not changing yourself, if your answer is not looking different, how can you improve from 220 to 260 or 260 to 290? How is it even possible? How can you even think about that? Let me show you the difference, right? For example, let's take the case of caste in India. What an average student, right? Caste is an important system, varna, and you talk about the stratification and all those. So whatever you write, it's a general answer, and you may add some thinkers. But how Nilesh Goyal will write, or how Priya will write, or how Shubham will write, they are the national toppers. As M.N. Srinivas explains through Sanskritization or dominant caste or the features in terms of A.R. Desai, or you can talk about G.S. Gure, or you can even explain with the features which is given by any of the thinkers, or you can discuss with any of the concepts which is given. So the same topic, or when you are bringing Sanskritization or when you're bringing dominant caste, you are adding a different level of depth in your answer. So that fetch different marks. So how you and the other person is different, or how your answer and the topper's answer is different, is in terms of this depth. The concepts everyone know, the knowledge everyone know, the way you write is what matters when it comes to the paper. And this is not just one student, right? You have seen in many students in our case. Nilesh Goyal, 293, national topper, 225. Shubham, 2026, national topper, 296 mark. Priya, first mains. You see Ayush, 60 mark improvement. This is what they have done, how they improved 60 mark from previous to this attempt. There's a change they have done. Himanshu, 55 marks improvement. What they have done? This is a change. This is a system that they followed. The same system, different students, but the same result pattern. Right? So understand this very clearly. You don't need more time. It's not about preparing for 1 year, 2 year, nothing like that. You don't need more books also. You need the right system. So your approach changes. If you change your current approach of random reading or too many sources or too many mentors to specific learning, right, and better approach with one right mentor with right direction, your marks also will change. So if your approach change, your marks will change. And if you want to understand the system completely, as I told you, I'm conducting a free live session where I'll show you how to score 260 plus mark in sociology. It's a free webinar, and in our mentorship also, what we do is we offer 100% refund to the students if you don't crack 260 mark in sociology. How can we do that? Because we rely on a system and we believe in that system. And those who believed and followed that system, they scored 260 plus in sociology. 80% of our students scored 260 plus when it comes to sociology. But why we have only 30 students who cleared from sociology optional? All those you can see in the podcast and testimonials. But rest of them, majority of them scored, 80% of them scored 260 plus. But where they're lacking is either interview or they got stuck in the GS papers, and that's how they are not in the list. But if I look at sociology, I'm very much satisfied with 80% of the students. And rest of them somehow they couldn't get it like that. But 80% itself was telling that scoring 260 in sociology is a cakewalk. So we will be discussing how you can complete your optional even after your prelims, exact answer writing framework, and the mistake you must avoid when it comes to sociology. Check out the link in the description and you can join the webinar. So remember, UPSC is not about how much you study. It's not about random reading. It's about how correctly you study and how you present that in your paper. Right? So keep that in mind, right? And I know many people may watch this video, but very few will actually implement it. And you need to decide which category you belong to. So see you in the webinar, and where we discuss all the strategies and the system, how you score that 260 plus mark in sociology. See you.